Have you ever wondered how the story of Frankenstein, the iconic monster, began? It's a tale as intriguing and chilling as the monster itself. It all started on a trip to Lake Geneva in the year 1816 with a young woman named Mary Shelley. Mary, in the company of her beloved Percy Shelley, found themselves in the illustrious company of the scandalous poet Lord Byron. Amid the gloomy weather and the chilling winds of Lake Geneva, they found a peculiar amusement, a competition of sorts, each to write the most terrifying horror story. In this contest of the macabre, Mary found herself at a loss. The perfect horror, the ideal monster, eluded her. But then, in the dark embrace of a dream, an image came to her. A man, not quite a man, pieced together from the remnants of the departed, a creature brought to life not by the divine spark, but by the hand of man himself. And so, in the shadowy corridors of her mind, Mary Shelley gave birth to Frankenstein's monster, a creature that would go on to become an icon of horror. This grotesque being was not born out of the blue, but was rather the result of a dream, a nightmare that Mary had. It was a nightmare so vivid, so terrifying, that it found its way onto the pages of her book. And what a book it was! Frankenstein, or the Modern Prometheus, as it was originally titled, was not just a horror tale. It was a reflection on science, on life, on the very nature of creation. But at its core, it was the story of a monster born out of a friendly competition, a monster conceived in the mind of a young woman on a stormy night by the shores of Lake Geneva. Thus, in the midst of a friendly competition, a legendary monster was conceived. And so, the stage was set for the birth of a tale that would go on to send chills down the spine of readers for centuries to come. This, dear listeners, is the birth of Frankenstein's monster. Oh, what if I told you that the story of Frankenstein, when first published, was anonymous? Yes, indeed. The year was 1818, and the world was introduced to a novel of such chilling terror and profound questions of life, death, and creation, but without an author's name attached to it. A tale so riveting yet so mysterious, as if the book itself had sprung to life from the very pages it was written on. This anonymity led to an air of speculation, of intrigue, and of course mixed reviews. Some embraced the novel as a pioneering work of Gothic fiction, while others dismissed it as mere cock and bull story. But as the ripples of its narrative spread, the book's popularity began to grow. It wasn't until the second edition was published in 1823, 5 years after the original, that the world discovered the true creator of this haunting tale. A woman, no less, the young and brilliant Mary Shelley. The revelation was shocking, to say the least. Not just because the author was a woman, but because of her age. She was barely 18 when she penned down the story of Frankenstein. This revelation marked a turning point for the book. The subsequent editions proudly bore Mary Shelley's name, and the world began to view Frankenstein not just as a tale of horror, but as a work of literary genius. And Mary Shelley, once an anonymous writer, emerged as one of the most influential authors of her time. Frankenstein, the monster, became a symbol of fear, yes, but also of its creator's audacity and imagination. The story of Frankenstein is as much about the monster as it is about the young woman who dared to ask questions that no one else did. Questions about life, creation, and the consequences of playing God. Frankenstein's monster, once a product of anonymity, evolved into a symbol of its author's genius. And that, my friends, is the fascinating tale of the publication of Frankenstein. Did you know that the image of Frankenstein we have today is quite different from Mary Shelley's original description? The physical depiction of Frankenstein's monster, as initially penned by Shelley, is a far cry from the iconic green-skinned, bolt-necked figure that's come to represent him in popular culture. In Shelley's Frankenstein, the creature was an 8-foot-tall behemoth with flowing black hair, white teeth, and a sallow skin that barely concealed the workings of his arteries and muscles. As much beautiful as it was horrifying, a testament to the incredible potential and terrifying implications of unchecked scientific ambition. But as time passed, Frankenstein's monster began to change. The evolution of this character didn't happen in the pages of a book, but on stages and screens around the world. The first theatrical adaptation of Frankenstein in the early 19th century traded Shelley's nuanced description for a mute, lumbering brute, a change that made the monster more visually horrifying but less intellectually challenging. By the time Universal Pictures released its iconic 1931 film, the monster had morphed into a symbol of horror, complete with green skin, a flat head and bolts in his neck, a look that was as far from Shelley's original description as one can get. This image, created by makeup artist Jack Pierce, was so powerful that it's come to define Frankenstein's monster for generations of horror fans. The Evolution of Frankenstein tells a fascinating story about our changing perceptions of horror. As society evolved, so too did the monster. The nuanced, almost human creature of Shelley's novel was replaced by a more straightforward symbol of terror, one that could be easily recognized and immediately feared. It's a testament to the power of visual storytelling and the enduring appeal of horror. Frankenstein, the monster, has evolved over time, just as our perception of horror has. It's a reminder that monsters, just like us, are products of their time, shaped by the fears, anxieties and aspirations of the society that created them. Ever wondered if Frankenstein had a companion? Meet the Bride of Frankenstein, a character whose introduction to the world was as electrifying as her creation. First featured in the 1935 movie, she brought a new dimension to the tale of Frankenstein. Her entrance was not just a plot twist, but a turning point, transforming the narrative from a solitary monster's tale to a poignant exploration of companionship and longing. The Bride of Frankenstein was not a mere sidekick. She was a mirror, a counterpart, a reflection of the monster's own monstrosity and solitude. But she was also more than that. She was a symbol of hope, a beacon of potential companionship in a world that had only offered rejection. Her creation was a testament to the monster's yearning for connection, an echo of his creator's own ambition, yet tinged with the hope of companionship. Her existence was a physical manifestation of the monster's deepest desire, a desire not for revenge or destruction, but for understanding, acceptance, and above all, love. The significance of the Bride of Frankenstein lies not only in her role as a companion for the monster, but also in what she represents. Her creation, like Frankenstein's own, was born out of a profound longing, a longing to bridge the gap of alienation, to find comfort in companionship and to seek solace in shared existence. But the Bride of Frankenstein also stands as a stark reminder of the dangers of playing God, of meddling with life and death, of the unintended consequences of unchecked ambition. Even as she offered the promise of companionship, she also embodied the peril of creation without consideration, a lesson as relevant today as it was in the heart of the 1930s. In the end, the Bride of Frankenstein is not just a character in a movie, she is a symbol, a metaphor, and a cautionary tale. She is a testament to the power of companionship and the dangers of unbridled ambition. She is a reminder that even in the darkest corners of horror, the longing for connection persists. The need for understanding endures. Even in horror, companionship finds a way, as embodied by the Bride of Frankenstein. How has Frankenstein's story impacted our culture and society, you ask? Well, it's a tale that has seeped into the very marrow of our collective consciousness. It's a narrative that has echoed through the halls of popular culture, shaping our perceptions, our fears, and our fascination with the unknown. Imagine a world without Frankenstein. It's like trying to picture a sky without stars or an ocean without waves. It's almost impossible, isn't it? That's because Frankenstein isn't just a story. It's a cornerstone of our culture, a touchstone of our shared imagination. The character of Frankenstein's monster has been an enduring influence on the horror genre. Its shadow looms over every haunted house, every gloomy graveyard, every flickering candle in a window. It has become a symbol of our deepest, darkest fears, the fear of the unknown, the fear of our own creations turning against us. The story's popularity has never waned, and its influence is seen in countless adaptations and reinterpretations. From film adaptations that range from the heart-stopping to the heart-warming, to literary reimaginings that explore the depths of the human psyche, Frankenstein's legacy is as diverse as it is profound. But it's not just the horror genre that has felt the monster's influence. Frankenstein's story has also sparked discussions about ethics, about the boundaries of science, and about the nature of humanity itself. It's a story that forces us to question, to ponder and to reflect. And what about the countless Halloween costumes, the action figures, the video games and the comic books? They're all testament to the enduring appeal of this 200-year-old story. Indeed, Frankenstein has transcended the confines of literature and film to become a cultural icon. In the end, Frankenstein's story is a mirror held up to society, reflecting our hopes, our fears, and our endless fascination with the unknown. It's a tale that continues to resonate, to inspire, as much beautiful as it was horrifying. A testament to the incredible potential and terrifying implications of unchecked scientific ambition. But as time passed, Frankenstein's monster began to change. It's a tale that continues to resonate, to inspire, and to terrify. Frankenstein, a creation of the 19th century, continues to haunt and fascinate us even today. And that, dear listeners, is the true legacy of Frankenstein.